Welcome back to the Wormhole Extremists, episode 7. We're covering Brief Candle and Thor's Hammer. My name is David Reed, and I'm with Yvie Cahill.
Hello.
And Nicole Rodriguez Galdo.
Hello.
How y'all doing?
Doing well. Getting into the Christmas spirit. Only a few more days to go.
I know, a week left. So
I know. Yeah. I feel like I've got limited time because I only just got back from Melbourne a couple of days ago. I went to go see Billy Joel, which was one of my lifelong dreams.
Oh yeah, how was that?
It was so good. I had so much fun. I sung as loudly as I could. It was 75,000 people there.
Oh
got my groove on. He sung all of my favorite songs. It was a really good concert. I enjoyed myself so much.
Well, I'm really tickled for you that you had an exceptional experience. I've had friends that just hit and miss with Billy Joel. So
yeah,
wow,
that's right. I'm glad
I've heard.
I'm glad he pulled it out of the hat for you guys. So
yeah,
Nicole?
yeah, I was really glad to be there.
I'm just panic knitting gifts at this point. It's
getting
on. Panic knitting, getting places, using cheating yarn. It's cheating yarn because it does the colors for me. Because I'm lazy.
Oh, the automatic color changing yarn. Yeah, I've used that before too.
It's cheating.
And you're using the really big needle too. So
the
stitches are bigger.
I've done that in an hour and a half. So with interruptions.
What is it going to be? A hat?
Knocking it out of the park.
It's going to be a scarf. I did a hat for her already, so I'm on the scarf now. So
wow.
Okay. And then it's going to China.
And that's going to get to China in time?
No, that's why I sent the hat first. I sent the hat in panic first with express pay, and then I'll send the other thing later. So
okay.
There you go.
But yeah, and I have Avatar after this, so I've got a whole night of sci-fi ahead of me. So
you got a big day.
Yeah.
Once I wrap from you, my buddy Isaac is over. Once I wrap with you guys, I finish Return of the King.
Yep.
And because we've just been watching that for the past couple of days, and then Lord of the Rings, and then Avatar, starting at 4:30. So 10:30 Nicole's time. I'll be starting it. So yeah, it's a lot.
So
of
as I walk
big
out of the
day.
cinema, you're gonna walk into your cinema.
Right. So
I love that.
Text me what you thought.
And by the time I wake up,
I'll text you.
By the time I wake up, you both would have seen it. So.
Are you going to see it, Yvie?
I don't know if I'll go see it in the cinema. I'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, I did enjoy the first one, but it's been a long time.
Everything goes on demand really quickly.
And
it's going to be on Disney Plus, so you can rewatch it.
Exactly.
July,
I think, the new one. Yeah, apparently.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
I think it was July or August.
Everything I've heard says that it's a crowd pleaser. So it's like a Top Gun style crowd pleaser. So.
Echo Tribe in the chat said cheating yarn. Who knew? Yeah,
cheating yarn.
We're all learning something.
Absolutely. You guys have your Yvie, do you have the facts up for Brief Candle?
Well, I have some notes.
Okay, sweet.
But I think next season I'll be the fact person to take the responsibility off Yvie.
There we go.
No, I'm happy to do it because a lot of this stuff naturally.
I'm trying to be responsible here, Yvie. Let me take something off your plate.
I'm sure we can come up with something.
Has to get up at 4.
Yeah. Just make sure that the gaffs document that we covered or that I sent you guys, if there are any hits in it for this week, that we do include them.
Did you want to have a look at that, Nicole? Because I haven't had a good close look at it.
I haven't had a good close look at it.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
When did you send it, David?
It was a couple of days ago.
That's
the
fine.
subject line? Found it or something?
It was found it in big block capital letters.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
I didn't look at it yet. To fill folks in, I had a document that was sent to me by a friend who had made these really granular discoveries of gaffes throughout and bloopers throughout the show that were kept in to the final edits, and I sent that to the girls, knowing that Yvie was going to continue to research the episodes and have that kind of to move forward with as we go through the series. So
I actually do have it up right now.
I also have it up right now. So
yeah,
so there is a Brief Candle.
There is a couple.
Okay. I don't know how strictly relevant they are, but because some of them are just yes, this shot was reused from Children of the Gods. Okay, we can bring that up. So,
I mean, there's one that just really bothers me, but I think they kind of explain it. They say, "Yeah, I'll mention it when it comes up. It's going to be really interesting." So,
well, I guess to lead in, I know that this is the only episode written by Stephen Barnes. And it was directed by Mario Azzopardi.
Yep.
Oh yeah, classic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know that the title is actually a quote from Macbeth.
Okay.
About life's brevity and death's inevitability, and it's one of 3 Stargate episodes that have a tie back to Shakespeare, which is kind of cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Shall we put it on?
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm ready.
Okay.
I very rarely am I ready before anybody else, so this is a miracle.
The NTSC cut is 44 minutes and 14 seconds. Uh-oh. Oh, Yvie went out for a second. Okay, she's back.
Oh, I'm back. Oh,
yeah, you
sorry.
froze
I don't know
for
what I
a second
did.
There.
I froze? Oh, okay.
You said make the
Okay. Oh, that's attractive. All right.
All righty.
Yeah.
44-14. All right, guys, let's go ahead and bring the show up, and we will catch y'all. So, whoops, that's the wrong button. Brief candle. Enjoy in 5, 4, 3. Hello, my name is David Reed. You're watching The Wormhole Extremists with Yvonne Cahill.
That's me.
And Nicole Rodriguez Galdo.
Hello, that's me.
How are we all doing?
I'm excited to argue.
With Pelops?
Let's go.
Yeah, I would try my best to come up with constructive criticism, being that I've only had a couple of hours sleep.
That right there, that was a weird little thing. They came straight through and then it turned off at within a second.
Yes,
of
I've
it
written
diving.
that down as well.
Yeah. Like even without
power save.
Yeah.
It is on power save mode. Yeah, absolutely.
Even without the list of the Stargate weird mistakes, that was one that I always noticed and went, oh, that was weird. So I like this episode because I really love Greek mythology. It's a cool thing that you don't get to see much of in Stargate.
Where was the
That's
Malp?
true. That is actually another little glip, apparently.
Yeah.
With that, you didn't see the Malp come through, but then you saw it off to the side for a split second.
Oh, it is there?
Oh, maybe they sent it beforehand then and then dialed again.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, he didn't seem to notice the Malp.
No. So. I do like this introduction. It's such a dramatic start to an episode.
Yeah, it's pretty intense, man.
Yeah.
It really is.
And the way that they're about to
I love how they
look at Sam.
I don't love, but they just sort of look at Sam just like, you should know about
I don't love it because she's a woman. But she's like, excuse me. Yeah, like that.
she has the parts, but she hasn't got the training.
Yeah.
What do you do in a situation? I don't know. Push.
Yeah.
Jeez.
This is one of those episodes that I like because it's just so self-contained, and it's just I find it to be a really fun one, despite all the issues with it. I think it's a good time.
Well, surprisingly, it's got an IMDb rating of 7.3 out of 10.
Which is better than a lot of other episodes. So...
It is. It really is. It's just definitely not one of my favorites. And if I do a fast rewatch through the series, I always skip it.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, this is going to be really interesting.
Just not thrilled by this episode. I mean, it's... I'm already kind of cringing.
Oh wow. So I get really excited for the lab. So I actually watched this the other day to kind of I tried to watch it with your guys' kind of lens almost. I was trying to be really critical while watching it, being okay, let's really kind of look at this and really try and see what the actual issues are and remove my rose tinted goggles.
And I'm hoping to come away liking it more, frankly.
Yeah.
So.
Well, my boyfriend and I were watching it together and he was like, man, this is such a good episode. And I was
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wow. You're both so wrong.
Don't be like that. Maybe we can come to a new understanding. Wouldn't it be nice to come to a new understanding on it? Well, wouldn't it be nice if you and I walked away loving it and Nicole walked away hating it?
Ironic. That would be so funny.
You know what? I'm gonna try and keep an open mind.
Yeah.
But I was like, when I was doing my research, I saw like the most crude description of the episode, and it was just O'Neill is drugged and contracts a deadly STD.
Wow, that actually was texted.
That's really
a text
funny.
somewhere.
Yeah, someone had written that as like their
as the description
synopsis of the episode. Yeah.
I mean, it's accurate. It's a crude, accurate.
So this revealed that Daniel has helped deliver a baby before.
I'm assuming the last time was like
one. Apparently, one.
Like I'm jealous that we don't get to see the last time we do it. You know, I'm assuming it went well and he had a good time, liked helping people. You know, I'd like to help someone give birth. That'd be really interesting. You know.
Oh, if something went wrong, I don't know how I'd live with myself.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be in charge. I'd be like on the side helping. I'd hold a leg up, like Sam just did.
The written guarantee of the baby's perfect health.
Yeah.
Also, apparently, Daniel mispronounces the name of the ancient city. He says, is it my Senia? It should be my
Senia.
Yeah.
Okay. I always liked when she got up immediately, because when she stands up, I always thought of that as like, is she just feeling like immensely better because of the illness, but the virus that she has?
I think
I just assume that the healing is a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't have time to be in bed for like 2 weeks. She'll be old by that time.
Isn't it 100 days?
Well, that's it.
That they live for
it's 100
days?
Yeah.
Yep.
These guys are so naive and sweet, though. Like, this planet is just a bunch of really naive, sweet people. Literally. It's kind of why I forgive this episode for all the little things and the one big thing, because it's like it's really innocent, you know. Like, they don't realize what they're doing is wrong. They've been taught in their culture that what they're doing is correct, and there are loads of cultures around the world that we may not agree with what they do, because, you know, everyone's different. So I don't agree in drugging people. However, this episode, I look on it with a bit of a bitter view, but I can't be so angry because it's 1997 and she didn't mean it like that.
Well, the fact of the matter is,
I don't know if that's
you're dealing with children here.
Yeah.
They don't.
Well, it's not like they have any elders to learn from either.
Right,
like,
they just learn from adults.
Really
young.
young.
Their culture. And she goes and does it, and that's the main reason why he doesn't take it out on her.
Yeah, it's not her fault. She got taught that this is the way.
Yes,
and that's it. Which, again, you can't fault people who have been kind of brainwashed to think, you know, things that we don't consider okay.
I don't know, it's kind of a bit delicate, I guess, but I was thinking about this earlier today, and doesn't Jack at some stage mention that he was like a prisoner of war?
Yep,
he was like an Iraqi
prisoner.
Yeah. I just think like, I wonder if he went through anything like really traumatic in there. And then
I would suspect,
you know,
so.
He gets like physically assaulted in this episode.
But he doesn't see it as physical assault, really. He doesn't see it that way.
No, but like, yeah.
I get where you're coming from.
It got me thinking.
Good old marriage cake.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a good cake. It looks like just a really big cookie.
Kind of looks like shortbread, like really
That's
thick
it.
Shortbread.
That's it, Yvie. Shortbread
like
with flowers on it.
Covered in flowers. And like, it almost looks like tomato paste or something. I don't know.
I hope it's jam and not tomato paste.
Yes.
Well, whatever it is, he appears to take a few bites of it.
Well, apparently it's delicious.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Well, she's excited.
Well, because she's getting married in 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's the thing. It's like you just don't have time to have these little conversations because it's their culture.
Oh, here he goes.
You know?
You would have thought from this they would have learned not to eat anything. Sorry, just look at his face. Not to eat anything prepared by.
At what point? I mean,
anyone
it's the Indiana Jones argument. You're insulting them. And you're embarrassing
you don't want to insult them.
Eat it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you got to eat the monkey brains.
Temple of Doom is a good time.
Oh man,
it really was.
Like, people are like, it's the worst one. I'm like, they're all good.
Let's just not talk about the Crystal Skull.
Oh, sorry. As by all good, I mean the original 3. I completely forgot the Crystal Skull existed. I removed it from my brain.
And like, there's a new one coming out shortly too.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
Their reports are they have begun reshoots for the ending. The film was so poorly received.
From
like
the test audience.
Yeah.
Oh
wow.
But anyway, back to Stargate.
Yes, look how magnificent she looks, like a butterfly,
hummingbird.
Yeah,
it is quite a cool like outfit, and I guess she's got good rhythm.
I saw her in an episode of the X-Files, and I was like, "Oh
Really?
my god, it's Kendra!" I was like, "Damn, girl."
I think I read somewhere that she'd given up acting.
Well, it was around early to mid X-Files, so it was like around the time that this season would have been. So I think she probably gave it up around sometime after this. Yeah, like they try to stop them, and it's just like, nope, sorry. Yeah, I can't fault her. This is what they were taught. This is how they did it. I mean, so this guy is married to the lovely lady that I forgot the name of, who's in pink.
Yes.
And when they got together, I'm assuming that she gave him a cake, he got drugged, and then they slept together, and then they had a baby within like a day.
Yeah.
So I can't fault her, because every single person on this planet is doing it to each other, and it's considered okay.
Why don't the remaining members of SG-1 kind of push to get to Jack or to help him out? They just sort of just stand back. They don't really put up
maybe
much of a,
it was like a cultural, they didn't want to like really push it. Maybe they hoped they weren't.
But I just feel like in later seasons they would have done a bit more.
They have, it appears that they have a procedure for encountering people like this off world, and they're following it. So
or maybe they learned from it, and that's why they put in different measurements later on as a result of what happened here.
Potentially. Lockwatcher asked in the chat, is this Jericho Beach Park? It's not, is
it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I
don't think I wrote down where it was filmed.
Let's do some research at some point. Oof, this is super awkward. This is so awkward because it's in the early days. It's like, this is not good.
To them or you,
yeah.
Talk about that later.
They just go to bed after the sun goes down.
Am I remembering correctly, but RDA really hated this storyline?
I'm not surprised.
I mean, that makes
we
sense.
Never see him in bed again, really. I mean, we do in what?
Season
Threads?
8?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but never making love.
My favorite episodes and Yvie's favorite episodes. Good time. I like she keeps being like, 8. Let's talk about it. Stop avoiding it, Jack.
Right?
Yeah, I love it's like something we ate. What about something you drank? Like literally you're drinking something right now. Could it have been that?
I love that they just realized that it's like drugs.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, this makes sense.
Yes, she did.
There you go.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, the mac and cheese or whatever.
See, it's a very exciting episode. I watched this as a kid and I was like, whoa, what is happening? You know? And it was just so exciting because literally anything can happen when you're watching. This is one of those those episodes where there's like an intriguing mystery that's been built up in like a different way from like other episodes, where it's like it's all very self-contained.
It's the story is it unfolds in quite a good way. Like it unfolds very gradually and it builds, and I'll give it that much.
Thank you, Yvie. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Because like you don't think it's got anything to do with that statue. It's not like the first thing that comes to mind.
No, that's what's really cool. It's in Stargate. Stargate's the kind of show where, you know, they're never really going to permanently die, but when their lives are at risk, there's always occasionally, but they come back at some point. But the one of the exciting elements is when you're watching it and you're like, oh, I don't actually know how they're going to fix this problem. You know, you can't figure it out. And then when the show surprises you, like it's going to, it's really just nice.
I loved the set design for this episode.
Me too. Look how beautiful
the set design is beautiful.
Richard Houdolan and his team really went all out.
I love Teal'c in this episode as well. He doesn't say much, but the things he says are great.
Well, that's just so him. Like the first few seasons, he's doesn't say much, but what he speaks with purpose.
Yeah,
he doesn't waffle.
I love that they've just like, I feel so bad for these people. They've been limited so badly.
Yeah, and they have no clue. They've just got nothing to compare it to. Yeah.
It's the first episode that'll feature the tablets.
Yes, it is the first episode to feature the tablets.
Raywood says blissful
and also
the first, overrated here. Yes, it is.
The first mention of nanite technology.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, and apparently Gary Jones is credited, but he doesn't actually make an appearance. Just a funny little fact.
He's credited in the episode, but he's not actually in it?
Yeah, apparently.
Interesting. Maybe been from a deleted scene.
Yeah, maybe. Unless it's like, I don't know, like you hear his voice or something.
Yeah. So interestingly enough, I've always thought of the tablet being the opposite way around. Is it supposed to be, is that upside down or upside up? Because I swear every other time we see a tablet like that in the show, they're reading it and it's the other way around.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think. Because every time I watch this episode, I get funny.
Huh.
Yeah.
I've always loved the effect.
Yeah, the way that they move. Oh, when I watched as a kid, I was like, yo, this is mad. What is happening? This is when you first really, is this the first time you really realize something's wrong? This is sweet of her.
What?
Something's wrong.
Yep.
He's got that pyramid scar.
Tri-point. Well, yeah, but not like that.
Yeah.
Very slowly.
That's too fast.
Yeah.
There you go. They've said 100 blissful days.
They're not going to understand that.
No, I love the way that Jack has to simplify it. It's good because they need someone to simplify this stuff.
That's why Jack's there. Doesn't waste any time, does he?
So Jack technically committed a crime. However, it's a sticky situation in that the woman is looks and her everything has developed.
Well, I found a website that talks about like TV tropes, and they had like a list of tropes with this one, and there was one I hadn't heard of before. They called it a Mayfly to December romance, which is a romance between two people with vastly different life expectancies.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And that's a trope.
A nice way to put it.
It's a trope, apparently.
That's really funny.
So Pelops was a progenitor to Nirti.
Nirti, yeah.
Yes.
There weren't a lot of Goa'uld scientists.
I love the Goa'uld scientists. They really intrigue me.
Thoth. Yeah.
I think I appreciate them more than the other ones, because the other ones are just accumulating
like
technology and knowledge from other people. But at least these Goa'ulds are finding the answers themselves, you know?
Yeah.
And Nirti's doing really evil things. And this guy's Pelops is doing really evil things to people in order to, you know, forward his own science and knowledge. So
I appreciate them for those reasons too.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I don't appreciate them, but in a story, you want a villain who's actually,
yes,
you know,
fictionally. And that was Jack.
Uh-oh.
I'm surprised they haven't checked in with home yet.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah.
Aren't they supposed to check in like once a day, at least?
I would have thought, they'd like have to check in like every 12 to 24 hours or something.
So I had a bit of an existential crisis when I was growing up. And this episode kind of is very comforting for me because I always think, I could just have 100 days and that would suck. I've got quite a good long life and I should really appreciate what I got.
That's the message, isn't it?
Yeah, and
make
it's
the
really
most
nice
of every day.
Yeah. And I kind of like that. Although this episode makes me think other bad things of like, hey, am I like, has my life been shortened by a Gould? Am I supposed to live 100,000 years instead? So.
Do
you have something you want to say, Yvie?
Yeah, I was going to say, apparently, for those who are curious, this episode takes place over the spate of 1.5 weeks.
Yep.
Really?
Apparently. Based on how
he ages.
Yeah, how he ages.
Every time we have this container, something goes bad.
Literally.
Yes, it does. It really does.
Like this goes downhill.
It's bad news. It's a bad news box.
It is.
Hey, 3.5-inch floppies.
Literally, when I watched this the other day, my friend was with me, and she was like, "Is that a floppy disk?" And I was like, "Faye, it's 1997
through season 7." Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't this the first time we like see nanites?
This is the first nanite episode, yes.
And this video would not have fit on a floppy disk.
Maybe they had some futuristic Area 51 made floppy disks.
Oh,
man, I forget General Hammond must sleep. Like, yeah, he can't always be awake, ready to help.
No.
He needs some downtime too.
Oh, it happens fast.
That receding
You know what
hairline.
I was thinking? You know, like RDA didn't like the whole forehead thing in Broker Divide.
Correct.
Like, yeah, but why is he so open to it in this episode? Only a few episodes later.
I don't know that he was.
I feel like this was his
punishment.
punishment.
Battles.
Yeah, maybe this was like a hey, you didn't do it that time, do it this time.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, he's an executive producer, so he got scripts early and had a chance to voice his concerns. But at the same time, he is more responsible for that show than just an actor. So
I wish he voices concerns on a lot of other episodes that I really dislike. Maybe changed a few things.
I mean, you wouldn't, yeah.
I buy him aging. After all that we've been through in the last couple of years, I don't buy them. I mean, I didn't before, but I even less now buy them just devising a cure before he's dead to reverse him back to precisely where he was. So maybe in a Star Trek future, but not with our level of technology.
Yeah.
My boyfriend was watching this with me, and he was like, "Yeah, they totally like got this wrong." And I'm like, "In what sense, Peta?" And he was like, well, it's have you seen RDA in real life now? And I was like, yeah, that's a pretty good point, actually.
He was ill. So
RDA?
Yeah.
Yes.
In real life, you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. What he's gone through is not normal.
No, I'm saying he looks fantastic. I'm saying the show aged him so poorly by comparison, is what my boyfriend was saying.
Yeah, he looks amazing. In real life compared to how they aged him in this.
Yeah, exactly. My boyfriend was like, they like really overdid the poor guy, didn't do him justice.
They wanted to drive the dagger home.
Yeah. Had to make it look really dramatic.
I wonder how many pages of alien text that device has on it.
Yeah. Giandiata says the computers are really the only thing that dates the show. Yeah, I mean, there are loads of little like things, but like the computers seeing them really does date it.
Yep.
Because I find like even because I think because it's military and they're wearing uniform, you can't even sort of age the TV show based on the fashion because they're all wearing the same thing.
Yeah.
Maybe the hair. It's only
maybe, but I mean, you could even put that down to the military, especially with Sam. But but when they go like outside of the base, that's when you're like, yeah, you wouldn't be able to wear that now.
Yeah. Season 10, though, everyone's outfits were relatively banger. Everyone had good outfits, I think, in season 10, because obviously it was 2007 by that point. So
I was just watching season 8, like just a couple of hours
well, there are
ago.
a couple of stinkies in there in outfits.
And I was watching the one with is it Charles Shaughnessy from The Nanny? Yes. And Sam was wearing a lot of like casual clothes in that.
Yes,
and you could really tell when it was filmed just based purely on what she was wearing.
Dan Ben said they made characters on the last episode of SG-1. Yeah, and they were in space. I feel like they shouldn't have aged them so much. There is actually an inaccuracy that I have with the fact that Teal'c doesn't age like a lot, when Braytak's like 133, and like in season 5 Teal'c's like what, 106. So surely like Teal'c should look as old as Braytak by the time, or older by the time
after Unending. Yes, he does exceed his age, but that's one of those little quirks that they kind of quietly set aside. Because he's around 100 now.
And Braytak's 133, so now
there you go.
And this is so sweet. I feel so bad for her.
I feel a little bad for her.
So innocent. She's really innocent. She doesn't know what she did wrong. She doesn't know that it is wrong.
Well, she's kind of got the mind of a child.
Exactly.
Well,
that's why it's not her fault.
Yeah.
Like, look, this poor naive girl thought she was in love and thought she found the man of her dreams, who she was going to have kids with and live the rest of her 70
short
days.
life with.
Yeah. There's also apparently a slight inconsistency with Jack's age. He says that he's 40 in this episode.
He does, yes.
But in Fragile Balance, he shows his ID card and it says 1952. So he would have been 45 in
Fragile Balance is, yeah,
there's no way that O'Neill's 40 in this episode.
Yeah.
No offense, Rick.
No. But he could have just been rounding down.
Wasn't he like 48 or 49 here already?
Like, he would have been
50,
he was born in 1950, so he would have been 40, 47,
48.
Yeah.
I do like this, but his delivery of it is really harsh.
Yep.
Well,
however, they don't listen. Yeah. These people is so hard in denial. He's just like, I'm done.
Yeah. Oh, can you see on the left-hand side, you can see where his wig is coming away from his side of his face?
Oh, I've never noticed that before. How could you?
On his left or our left?
His left.
Our left. See? There's
our
like
left, sorry,
peeling.
yes.
I'm pointing, but you can't see me.
I see it.
Even he's pointing.
I'm literally pointing at the screen. I'm like, wait, they can't see me.
All right.
Hello,
Here
Twisty.
we go.
Oh, exciting scene. When I was a kid, I was like, yo, it was before I'd seen all the big space battles and had all that big fun. So this is like the most drama I'd get out of an episode.
What, the quick disintegration of the gloves?
Yeah.
How do they do that? How do they do that? Like from a it's probably just made of something brittle.
Oh wait, because it's like made of rubber? Can't you like freeze it with that like I can't remember what the type of misty thing you can spray it with is, but like is it like nitrogen or something? And like it can like cause rubber to like disintegrate or something.
Yeah, she went with one pair of intact ones to another pair that got damaged every time she moved them, and then they just went even further with it. So
I always imagine that you'd use that kind of thing. He looks ancient already.
Yeah, he's writing a letter to Sarah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Wow. And he brings her up again in Solitudes, and that's it, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Ray Wood said, I do hope he didn't get that prostate problem in real life that he mentions in this episode.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Age.
And O'Neill's about to lead a revolt.
It's really exciting. This is like one of the I think it's one of like really strong moments in this episode for me, because I just love the fact that they do that.
Yeah. Is it just me, or does RDA change his accent slightly as he gets older?
Oh,
he does.
100%.
To me, he sounds kind of like Southern or something. I'm like, why? Why would you do that?
It's just it's just the acting choice that he went with.
Yeah.
He spends so much time stuck on planets after things go wrong for him.
That's
Like,
true. 100 days.
He does.
Or,
Like
100
days,
100 days the episode.
There's that episode in season...
Oh, is it
4 or 5,
Paradise
The
Lost, or
Lights?
it's called Paradise Lost?
Oh, and Paradise Lost, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
He's always getting just trapped somewhere for like a good few days or a good week or two, and it's like,
Wouldn't it be a shame if he actually struck them down?
I literally was thinking that.
You don't know about this individual technology.
This is why when I'm like, I'm a good middle ground when it comes to religion, but like I'm never gonna like go out and start insulting religious figures, because I never know when I'm gonna get struck
The wrath
down.
will be The wrath will be showered upon you.
It's like, just because I don't have 100% belief doesn't mean it's not real, so
there's often some basis in fact.
Exactly. And I'm never gonna like sit there and just say nothing, like say definitively this thing is not real. So
I actually saw like a really cool sketch that an artist had done of that village.
Don't sit there, Jack.
I was going to say, don't sit
bad
there.
idea.
No, that's a bad.
There's some wonderful sketches that were produced for this episode.
It was like a PropWorks thing, I think it was sold. Yeah, it was beautiful.
We had one that had like a thin plastic overlay that you could peel back and put back, and on the top of it, it had like just different
like
layers.
Oh, that's so
it was
cool.
It was on a thicker poster board.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This one was like it was like the outside of. It was sort of looking over the water, and it was looking on the outside of the village, and it had like a few people in the foreground, like walking along the beach.
Yep.
One of the reasons I now struggle to watch the earlier seasons of the show is because the off-world stuff, they really have limits in their budget and what they can do. And when they stay on base, they're kind of able to... sometimes the sets can look a bit cheaper because of the age and because of what they had. When they stay on base, it doesn't look as cheap or as budgeted, because they're able to just stay on the base, which is really, I think the base is like the best set in the show, obviously. And they can do things like the black hole episode, which I think looks fantastic for 1998. So I really struggle sometimes to go back to these ones because I'm like, oh, I don't love that. But this is an episode where I really liked the sets. I thought it was really good.
Nice and sharp. And there he goes. You meant
See,
no
look.
harm.
Aww.
See, she's like crying. It's really sweet. I love that. Just make the moments last, And the thing is, he could have liked her, They could have had a nice dynamic. I don't think it would have ever been love for him, but
No,
the old May December romance.
Yeah.
I can't blame him.
No.
There's George.
Yeah.
Oh, he's awake.
Incinerated and pulverized. Can you pulverize a blood sample?
I don't know. But if he's just woken up in the middle of the night, I wouldn't be able to use either of those words.
I hope the man's like always like he's so prepared just now for being woken
0
up.
to 100. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess it's just like from years of like being in the military. He's got to be always ready. Oh yeah, Daniel gets really worked up.
This is where I would say, okay, then we take the equipment that we need through the Stargate and go over there and work.
Yeah, well, doesn't Sam suggest that? Because like they're all about not leaving a man behind, but that's pretty much what they do.
Maybe after Broken Divide, they're like super paranoid now.
Yeah, maybe.
They're like, nah, mate.
Yeah, just in case it's contagious.
Sure. There we go.
Oh, there's a thing about this one. It says here, O'Neill watches a video footage about his team. Even the antenna is pulled out while it is not even broadcasting live video. So why is the antenna out? Yeah, there it is.
Point.
Yeah. Oh, antennas. Guys, this is like such a throwback.
Man, what that just does not feel right.
Yeah.
No.
That is rough.
Oh my goodness. After everything Jack said, and they're still here worshipping him. But what else do they know?
They don't know anything else.
Like, if you got definitive proof that, like, God wasn't real, you'd be kind of like, you'd be in strong denial for a long time, given that it's like what you've been taught with and raised with. But these guys have great hair. That kid, look at that fabulous hair.
Yeah, they've got like a beautician or something on site. They must.
I want to know what conditioner that kid's using.
Yeah, the weird
accent change. Yeah. Pelaps. Maybe it was easier to get the old over in the southern accent.
Maybe.
Or whatever accent that is. I see it as that because I'm, an ignorant Brit.
Well, he may have a southern ancestor.
Maybe.
Possibly.
That he's leaning into.
Well, I think I read somewhere that he wanted to look like his grandfather. Like he only agreed. Oh, you see the wavering of the lightning bolt.
Someone in the comment just said that. Yeah, that was
it's not
Dan Ben.
It's obviously not Stone. But I read somewhere that he only agreed to be aged extensively with makeup if he was allowed to look like his grandfather or something.
I love that.
So maybe he was channeling a relative, and that's where the accent came from.
To be honest, I don't think the makeup's terrible. I just think they just went a bit extreme.
It's not awful, except for that little bit that was not quite stuck down to the side of his face, but that was not very obvious.
Things happen. Oh my goodness, look at these guys.
Because he's not here. It's just his
statue. Honestly, Stargate did weird things to my brain as a kid. It was I was raised a very strong Catholic, and then the show made me question my religion a lot with stuff like this. But then it would bring it back again with other episodes and with the ancients, and I'd be like, oh, I just don't even know what to think anymore.
The show, depending on the episode, really, it doesn't. I mean, you could argue it says no to religion, but I think more importantly, the show encourages you to discern.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
If your religion is telling you to strike other people down, you might have a problem there.
Yeah, the Ori are not my favorite.
Yeah. Taught her tic-tac-toe. That's funny.
Yeah, he was playing it really badly as well.
Cute.
How did you not realize she was about to make a line there, you doofus? Unless he was going easy on her.
And she's probably just settled. She's just settled into a place of his friend rather than his wife.
Yeah,
which is really sweet.
We're outside of the field.
1 second.
Yeah. My friend, when she was watching this with me, she was like, "Man, this show is actually a lot saucier than I realized." And I was like,
"Yeah,
this episode."
Yeah, she was like, "What kind of TV were you watching growing up?" I was watching Barbie and Disney, and I'm like, "Yeah, I know." But I was
it could have been worse. Stargate's pretty tame, really.
It is. But she thought it was a bit weird for me at 5 years old to watch episodes like this.
Well, I was watching I don't know what I was watching. Home Improvement and Full House.
Hey, that's good. She actually, so she's not a huge Stargate fan, but she's watched it with me a lot. She hadn't seen this one before, so when she was sitting there, she started trying to guess what the next plot twist was going to be. And it was very interesting. It's very fun engaging with new people with Stargate.
Yeah, I haven't been able to convince any of my friends to watch it.
It's a lot to ask someone.
Yeah.
Here, sit down.
It
really
is.
50 hours.
I offer people Battlestar Galactica first because it's only 4 seasons and it's nice and easy. But I gave my friend, I was like, Ultimatum, Battlestar, or Stargate, and they took Stargate. And I went, okay. You want 17 seasons? All right. So
yeah,
just because
strap
they like one
yourselves
show
in.
doesn't mean they like another.
no,
So,
exactly.
even
But
Atlantis or
it's
Universe.
I think they chose it based on the vibe. But I was like, out of my 2 babies, I'd love to watch one with you. So please pick one.
There you go.
You know?
And this was reused as the
Yes,
top.
the frequency emitter.
Yep, as the top of the device
In Cronus's Hatak.
Yes.
In Exodus.
Good times. Those are some good episodes. I'm very excited to get there. I love when they do these shots, but man, it must be like hard to get that stuff. Although they saved money on the puddle. So
yes, they did.
For shooting it from the side of the Stargate.
Yep.
Correct.
Got to save money when you can.
GD
saving
said,
it for like the end of the series or something.
Yeah, that's how I
End
thought.
of
I
the
always
season,
assumed they were waiting.
Yeah.
GD says, I'm
something.
always jealous of people watching for the first time. I wish I could watch it for the first time again now. And I live vicariously through other people.
You could get your mind wiped by some of those nanites.
Yeah, I'd love that. I want to wipe
watch it again
Battlestar and
fresh.
Stargate. Literally, all I want. We should do it together, Yvie. We should wipe Stargate and see if we still ship Sam and Jack.
Like learning curve, like nanites.
Yeah.
Is it damaged? Is that why it's flashing?
Yeah, I'm assuming.
Okay. There's the answer. Would it be a shame if they never went to sleep ever again?
I mean, would they be tired though? Like, would the nanites kind of like compensate or something?
That's the question. Is like, how does it?
If I didn't sleep, I'd get so much done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think for a while, Adam was trying that that weird sleep routine where you only sleep for a couple of hours and then
I heard about
stay
that.
awake and then you go to sleep again for a couple of hours and it goes like that. Apparently a lot of geniuses used to sleep like that.
Did it work?
Einstein or something. I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, he decided not to do it anymore and it took him a long time to get back into a regular sleep rhythm.
Yeah, sleeping patterns are really awful sometimes.
But he did get a lot done. I think at the time he was playing a video game at the time and he like sunk so many hours to it like when I was sleeping.
I wonder what it was.
It was Skyrim.
Yeah.
That's
the game I was playing when David called me and said, "How would you feel about doing a new show?"
There you go.
My whole X-Tremists, and I was
it all comes back to Skyrim.
Yeah.
So apparently his aging was just a facade. He wasn't actually aging.
Yeah, which is really weird.
They basically say to him, "Go home in 2 weeks' time. You'll be back to normal."
Yeah.
So he's going to do like a whole Benjamin Button thing.
Mm-hmm. I did find this shot really weird. They zoomed in real close to Daniel and Teal'c's face, and I was like, why'd you have to get that close? I invaded their personal space too much there.
That's funny.
Sometimes they just cut to SG-1 watching Jack do something really awkwardly for me. I'm just like, oh, I didn't need to know you guys were there. Like we're about to get another
they'll
one.
cut to like Sam laughing, like trying to like hide a little chuckle.
Awesome jealousy, but yes, a jealous chuckle, the awkward, you know, what being jelly. I know that's what I would do.
I love how he says here, I don't think that Pelops is going to be. What if Pelops was just like near to just off elsewhere? I always
thought about that. Yeah.
You know, he just may be on another planet right now.
They're convinced he's dead, but like,
how would
sure?
they know? They've lived only 100 days. Maybe he was there a
proof.
few months ago. So
that's true. That's really true.
Dan Ben said, have you seen a version of every episode? Because there are different like other languages and stuff that you can watch it in, which is what Gene Diada's response was. I've watched it in Spanish to try and get a new, fresh perspective, and I have never cringed so hard.
Really?
Oh, really? Yeah. Like what, the voiceovers or
because it's like
the dubbing.
Yeah, well, if you watch it on TV in Spain, it goes Stargate, and I'm just like, nope. In the intro,
what's wrong with that?
Nope. Turn it off. But yeah, there are loads of episodes where I'm just like, I can't, because they sound wrong, and my brain just doesn't compute.
Yeah.
So.
See the frame froze at the end of the episode there? That was
Yeah,
weird.
like a freeze moment. It does it every time. I did it to my DVDs as well. I guess it was a choice that they made.
It's kind of cheesy.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a 90s movie thing.
This is 1997, so we can give it some slack. Guys, I just had a delightful time. That was such a quick one. Like, I've seen it so many times.
It's the same length as everyone else, as every other episode.
Some episodes feel longer, like First Commandment. That was...
Yeah, First Commandment was rough.
Yeah,
Well,
for
there
sure.
you go.
I thoroughly enjoyed that more than usual. It's nice to talk to other people and having Yvie
experience with it.
Having Yvie talking about it is cool. Sorry, carry on.
Okay, I apologize. Christina McQuarrie did a bang up job with the classic Greek outfits. So
I loved them. I thought they were fabulous. Everyone looked great. Their hair was great.
Yeah,
hair and makeup was good.
Also, because Greeks are all, mainly white and only slightly tan, it was a lot easier to find actors that fit the
profile
in Canada.
There's a lot of those in Vancouver.
For sure. All right, gang. That was
should we rate it out of chevrons?
I'm nervous to what Evie's answer is going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty low for me. It's going to be like 1.
It can't be a 1 even after. Or you gave First Commandment a 2, Yvie. How are you giving this a 1?
Yeah, I actually
think
prefer
I gave
First Commandment. I think.
Yeah.
Yvie, I'll give it a.
Hate it too much.
I gotta give it a 1.
Brief Candle gets a 1.
Yeah. It gets a 1.
What? Lunacy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Bo.
It's okay. It's okay. You know what? I think I'm like between a 4 and a 5 because I just enjoy it so much. It was just one of those one-offs that was just a really fun time.
And this is out of 7, everybody. So
so I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 7.
Really?
From enjoyment. Yeah. Honestly, I spoke to Jeff about it the other day, and I was like,
have episodes that you can rate a 1, then that's cool. Because if there are no episodes that you can rate a 1, you need to adjust your scale.
I think First Commandment, I don't know if I said it was a 1, maybe I said it was a 2. I might go back and say it's a 1 because that episode I really, really hate it. But I know what's a 1. One false step. Can't wait to insult that one to hell. But this one, I don't think it deserves as much hate as it's gonna get. There are episodes that I dislike 1,000 times more coming up.
One false step, I don't love it, but the humor in it, I think it's funny with Daniel going like flapping his wings,
and spinning around and being like
a plane.
I think it's I don't know. I find it out of character for him.
Really?
Yeah, I find it out of character, so I find it really awkward to watch.
See, Yvie and I are going to agree there, and you're going to slightly disagree in terms of enjoyment. I think
that's great,
and that's fine. We're okay. That's.
I just can't believe that the hatred for Brief Candle is such a 1. Like, my goodness, a 1.
I'm gonna be grading quite harshly. We've got 10 seasons to get through, plus the other. We've got Atlantis, we've got Universe. Yeah.
Universe is going to get a whole slew of interesting votes. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, a 1, guys. My goodness. I'm giving it a 5. Chat, please tell us what you think.
5,
says
though.
2.
A 5.
Honestly, in season 1, there are episodes I like way less. I think you know what? Maybe a 4.5.
5 is big, but that's more than half.
Yeah, I enjoy it that much. The nanites were fun. The outfits were fun. The set design was fun. The pregnancy was dramatic and fun. It's one of the episodes where I just have a lot of fun. And when I want to have a feel good time and feel good about how lucky I am to like live this life and have a nice long life and feel better about myself, I'm like, yeah, let's watch this one.
Well, you got Lewis Cox is a 5, Snaven is a 5, Ray Wood is a 4, Gate Gabber gave it 2, costumes, and Daniel having to deliver the baby. The costumes are cool. What would have been
cool? It would have been cool if we could have revisited them later on to see how society changed for them now that they have like proper lifespans, because they were just sort of just partying all the time because they had such limited time.
I wonder how many of them died of
like
liver
full
failure.
lives ahead of them.
Yeah.
Sargas gave it a 10, so it broke the scale. Dijon 4.
Oh, Sargas. So you mean a 7, Sargas? Because it's out of 7, my dude. So
between 4 and 5, yeah. Awkward O'Neill factor ups the rating. So
see, guys, look, me and the audience, like we're tight. We're tight.
No, I'm sticking to my guns.
Well, yeah,
it's a stinker.
It's okay. It's okay. You know, Jeff Golka also disagrees with you and gave it a much higher rating, so it's okay. I have some people in my camp. Yeah.
Why does that matter?
Because Jeff was in Stargate.
So, no, why do you have to be agreed with?
I always seek reassurance in other people. I don't know what it stems from. Maybe a long line of daddy issues. Who knows?
Self-confidence?
Yeah. I'm not very confident in my own opinion. I'm always seeking other people.
A long time ago that it is perfectly okay to stand alone.
Well, I am 24. I don't know when you figured it out. I've got a bit more time to go.
I've only probably only the last 10 years or so. I've really had to work quite hard at it because I was all about making sure that other people approved of what I was saying. So
that's the thing. I'm a mix, you know. Some things
it's definitely something I struggle with for sure.
I've never given a crap, and there are consequences to going too far that way too. And let me tell you something. Those consequences are alienating people.
Oh yeah. So we've got 5 more years of this, right? According to your timeline, David.
Quite possible.
So Yvie said it took her in the last decade. So Evie's like a good 14 years older than me.
We will
so that
arguably
means
be different people by the end of this.
Yeah, I will have reached the time that Yvie said that she had the change. So maybe I'll have the change by that time too.
The change. God.
The adjustment in thought process, not the change. It sounds like I'm talking about like a menopause or something. Evie's not.
Although I totally wouldn't be far off.
And fabulous.
Oh, come on. Gosh. All right. We have another one to go through here, guys.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm excited about Thor's hammer.
I am excited.
Guys, we can all agree here. Banger.
Thor's hammer's great. Or as someone called it, I was going to call it the one with the telepathic thunder.
That's right.
Jeff asked me, he was like, is she like actually talking to Thor? And I'm like, you know, I really don't think so. I think she's just being very like, you know, too into the storm.
That's good. You guys ready?
Yeah, just queuing up right now.
All right.
Let's go.
You good?
Exciting.
All right, ready when you are.
All right. So this next one is Thor's hammer. In 5, 4, 3. Welcome back to Dial the Gate. Oh, for crying out loud. Wormhole Extremists.
Take 2.
My name is David Reed. I'm with Nicole Rodriguez-Galdo.
Hello.
And Yvonne Cahill.
Greetings.
They go right into it with this one. So
they really do. Dive right in.
Talking about, okay, so there are bad aliens out there, but what about good aliens?
Yeah,
that's it. And this is kind of almost like a precursor to the Tok'ra.
Very
they're
much
like
so.
good Gould.
Yeah.
I also put like that this goes straight into Torment of Tantalus afterwards, where the Asgard are one of the 4 races in the Torment of Tantalus.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So yeah.
And this is what our second episode written by Catherine Powers.
Yes.
And directed by Brad Turner is his first of 14.
Wow, okay.
Which is pretty impressive. Apparently it's also the first mention of the Asgard, the first mention and appearance of the Unas. Yep. First time the collective term, the System Lords, is used. First time Tilk symbiote is called Junior.
Wow.
The first time
many firsts.
SG-1 encounter a human that used to be a host. I think that's it.
This is like the Virgin episode. We're about
really
to
is.
So many
like,
virginities
so many
of Stargate
important
about to be lost. Yeah.
These are all concept art created for the episode.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yes, I have seen that.
Everyone's hyping up James L. Jones in the chat. Yes, everybody. Exciting.
Yes.
He's fantastic in this.
Honestly.
So good in this.
Such a good performance. It elevates the Unas to like actually be quite a scary creature, but also really cool and commanding.
Yes.
I think he's one of the reasons I love the Unas so much and why they're like, I think, one of my top like species ever in the show.
Well, speaking of James Earl Jones and Star Wars, so obviously he voices the Unas, but ironically he was also in Conan the Barbarian in 1982, and that was also set on a place called Chimera. So like a little bit of a
Chimera.
You mean Samaria?
Samaria, sorry, Samaria.
Oh, it was on Samaria. Interesting.
It was called Samaria.
Hey, the Sagan Institute box.
Yeah, I love that. It's so sweet.
Named for Carl Sagan, an American astronomist and astrobiologist. There we go.
Yeah.
I did like that before this, Teal'c was saying in the briefing room that he already like knew of this place, and that it's kind of like got some bad vibes for Gould, and that's a good sign, you know.
Absolutely. Now, why is that there? That's the top of that thing is gonna be
literally one of that's one of the goofs. It's way too close to the core.
Way too close.
It would get wiped out.
I do love this. This is such fun drama. The setup is really nice.
Apparently, also when SG-1 come through the Stargate, there's no melt, but then it randomly appears in the next shot to the left of the screen.
There are Gould markings on that thing, or at least what appears to be gold.
Maybe it's a sign saying "Turn back now, Gould in gold."
Exactly. Quite possibly.
I love when
so the melt just appeared. Did you see that? It was like on the left. It just sort of appeared there. It wasn't there before.
This is another great one. Like kind of like, I don't want to say like the last one, but I just love the episodes where the drama really like kicks in before the intro to like such an extreme that you're like, what is happening? You know. This is one of the ones where I was like, I don't know what's happening, and then
the powering up is like so like ominous. Like, what's going down?
Maybe we shouldn't have brought Teal'c.
Yeah,
let's get the heck out of here.
Yep.
Oh no, you're okay.
Exactly, that's what it's doing.
Yeah. You're fine.
The first Asgard technology that we see.
Oh wait, found it.
Yeah, I did find it weird that it didn't check the gut of the other three, just the heads.
Yep.
It didn't.
But then it just scrolls down to Teal'c. I love that. I love that Jack's like, I've got to save my man.
Yeah.
My bestie.
Push him out of the way and he ends up getting
he really sticks up for Teal'c in this one.
If it wasn't for Jack doing that, Teal'c would be kind of screwed because all he'd have is his little pistol. Does he even have a pistol actually?
What?
I think he has a pistol as a sidearm, right?
Yes.
Teal'c?
Yes, he does.
So that'd be the one thing that
He'd
works,
run out of
and
ammo
there wouldn't be
really
much.
quickly.
Yeah.
So he only has a couple of magazines.
Because this is like the first time I think that we see one of those sort of like machines that disables a weapon.
Yes.
Like but it doesn't recognize the human
right, exactly.
weapons.
Only
just
technology. So it probably just drains the liquid nacrid out of the staff.
Yeah, I never really thought about that, to be honest. Lewis Cox in the chat says, I like that SG-1 comes back to the planet from Thor's hammer in Thor's chariot because they broke a thing.
Yes.
It's our first thing that we broke. Yeah.
Yeah. So. But I like that. I do think it's really cool.
So we have the touchstone. We break a lot of things.
Yeah, although the touchstone's not really our fault. It's, it
is our fault.
It's not SG-1's fault. It's humanity's fault.
No, it is humanity's fault. You know,
it is humanity's fault for sure.
So
that was a really fun one. I like that one.
We have to clean that up.
I do like the way that they make this stuff. Yeah, sorry, Yvie, go.
Oh, it wasn't anything important.
Everything you say is important, darling. Go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, it's kind of curious that, like, this planet had Thor's hammer, but what about the other Asgard protected worlds, like K'tau and Red Sky? They didn't have anything like that.
Girl, you be spitting facts. I'm like, what? Yes, 100%, 100%. I've never thought about that before.
That planet was governed by Freyr. It was not governed by Thor.
Yes.
So I feel like they should just slap one on every planet, though.
No, well, I mean, but Freyr had his.
They're not talking.
Way of
really?
I'm sure they did, but yeah, you're right. I always was wondering why there was no hammer device there either. Gerwin.
Gwen is such a nice lady.
She's kick-ass. I actually really like her.
I want to get her on the show.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be awesome.
Trading, fighting, pillaging. That was the old days. Now they just look for work. I'm glad they're not pillaging anymore. At least
I do like the fact that the Vikings are no longer doing their thing.
They're no longer Viking like that.
Yeah. I think Vikings are really cool. I'm glad that Stargate kind of brought that in. Norse mythology is just so great.
It's very interesting.
And I want to reiterate, thank you people in the chat who did go and vote for Christopher Judge to win Best Actor for the Game Awards, because he won for God of War Ragnarok, which is a Norse mythology thing. Thank you, David. It was great. So
thank you for bringing that up. That was a big deal to see that. I was like, oh, Nicole did that.
Our Stargate guy. Yeah, I think a lot of fans as well are big Stargate fans who played the game as well. And
I really hope he gets offered the part in the actual TV series. That would
From
be
Amazon.
really cool.
Yeah, please.
Because I think a lot of fans are pushing for it.
And then hopefully when he's in there, he can also be like, "Hey, so how about Stargate?" You know? That'd be nice.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Yeah. Honestly, though, this woman is actually so helpful. Like, there are so many planets where the people are like, ugh, we don't want to help you, can't be asked. But this woman's like, oh, I got you. Let's go.
She's knowledgeable of what's going on. So.
Yeah. Also, I forgot to mention there's a bit of a moment of irony with Gyrwin here, because she refers to, or she says to SG-1 something along the lines of, "You're a little short for gods." And in season 2, obviously, we meet the Asgard and discover that they are really small in stature. Plus someone online said that it's almost like it's a nod to Star Wars: A New Hope.
Yeah.
You know, when Princess Leia
says, a bit of you're short, right.
Like, you know, you're a little short to be a stormtrooper. And then of course, you know, obviously there's James Earl Jones, again, another Star Wars tie-in. So yeah.
I actually hadn't seen Star Wars when I first watched this.
I saw Star Wars way before I saw this.
Yeah, my family didn't really make it a priority. I made it a priority 2 years later because I was like, why haven't I seen it? We haven't seen him come out and say hello in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Junior doesn't get air very often.
It's funny they have to make sure that the evil snake is okay, because otherwise Teal'c won't be okay. I always wondered if the larval ghoul can be salty with their Jafar, and I guess for their own self-preservation, they wouldn't kill him because then they'd die. But I feel like maybe sometimes they want to give him a really nasty stomachache as punishment for turning on his god. I always thought about that.
A nasty stomachache.
Here we go. It's interesting that he shows himself to be, you know, in his this
form.
Alternate form. Yeah.
When
he's talking to the System Lords.
I found it weird when he appeared
glorious
as a grey
beard.
alien. Yeah. This actor reappears in season 8, I believe, as a Jafar who's friends with Teal'c, who dies due to the symbiote gas poisoning. And the reason I could tell is because I remember I was watching season 8 and I heard his voice and I went, that is Thor.
I know that
from
voice.
Thor's hammer, because it's so deep. So
well, totally a little bit off topic, but I was going through my list of Christmas movies, which I always do every year.
Yeah.
And I was watching While You Were Sleeping, and I was like, I know this voice, and I looked it up, and it was Rick Worthy, and he plays like an orderly.
Oh my gosh.
And it's he's got 2 lines in the show. In the movie, should I say? But I'm like, I recognize him just based on his voice, because he's got
Rick Worthy has got a presence.
Amazing
Awesome.
voice. Yeah.
I loved him in Battlestar.
Yep.
He was amazing. He was evil and I hated him, and then they did a little movie about his character where they made him lovable. They made him a really nice guy, and I thought, wow, amazing.
Well,
Here we
you just
go.
need to know more about them.
Go to the Hall of Mjolnir.
Appreciate them.
And put yourself out of your misery.
Noah's Skip.
I love that that's their only choice, is go off yourself.
Yeah.
God, I just realized how short his little skirt is. Oh my God, I just saw it. Wow.
That's some 90s miniskirt.
I hope he was wearing some solid underwear.
He's a hologram.
We haven't seen a loincloth in a while, guys. I'm glad that's past us.
The ghoul will be destroyed by a hammer.
Yeah. I just had a horrible, like, a thought of a Gould getting like bludgeoned to death by a hammer.
All of mohair.
Yeah.
This was, I remember watching this in syndication when it first aired, and I just remember this episode. I really started loving this show with this episode.
It starts to warm up around here
because it's so much fun.
Yeah,
you got Carter and Daniel doing their thing. You got Jack and Teal'c doing their thing, and it works.
So that kid, by the way, is like the same kid that I think it's the same actor that you see in Children of the Gods, who gets rescued from the prison. Because I always recognize his blonde hair.
We discussed this, didn't we? Because
during Children of the Gods,
exactly the same.
Really? I always wondered if they all returned to if he was returned to this planet, if he was actually considered the same character, or they just reused him for this. I don't know, but they did return them to planets, so you'd like to think they went and explored it a bit. This woman's also just fantastic.
Galen Gorg. She passed away a few years ago.
That is incredibly sad. She is delightful.
She wouldn't have been that old.
No.
Awful.
Yeah, she's like a witch.
Yeah. I just like the fact that she had the Gould removed, and then they just immediately were like, "Well, we know you're safe, so please stay with us."
Yeah.
Gawain obviously did that. No one else really did. Everyone's a bit more like, "Oh."
Well, they would have just had to take her word for it because, they're kind of not a technologically advanced society, so they couldn't just double check. They would have just had to have just gone purely based on just her word.
I know they see that and they're like, "Yo, what?
I know that."
You know what? I will say, I love Sam. I love Daniel. I love everybody. Oh, Sam really frustrates me in this episode.
Well, she's focused on the mission, whereas
she pulls on like a
more emotional. He's
attitude.
like he's focusing on Share, and he's thinking, "Oh, Thor's hammer that could save Share."
Yeah, see, Sam's just like, "Oh, military jack brain, like, wow, I'm gonna."
Well, she has to though because he's not there, so she sort of has to make all the decisions.
Yeah, I just don't like the way that she does it. She's a bit mean and a bit like not understanding about it. I just feel like Sam's often more of the time a bit more understanding and willing to learn and accept these other things, but she's so like cynical in this episode.
This is a big deal.
Like, so
the conversation that we just had. It confirms that the you remain yourself even though the Gould is there. It doesn't wipe away who you
that's
are.
It.
Yeah, the Gould lie when
yes,
they say
it doesn't override your personality.
Right, it doesn't. Well, the Gould overrides when it's in control, but it doesn't delete. Exactly,
delete.
Yeah. And also, it can be removed. So these are two big things in one scene.
This is like the first time we've heard that.
Except for like Lord Yu, who's like so old that there's pretty much like nothing left of the old guy in him. So
yeah, the older they go old, the more there's nothing.
They're deteriorating as well as the person inside. So
that's still fleshy. That Goa'uld.
Yeah, look at that.
But it's still fleshy.
Like, yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
This is pretty creepy.
It is. This episode made me quite like
you're sharing a small enclosed space with something with large
and
teeth.
It's a labyrinth as well. Don't do mazes; they scare me.
And he can somehow hibernate for long periods of time.
I do like that. This is essentially like the I'm going to say it the English way, Minotaur.
Yeah, it's very much so.
It's like that whole Greek myth, but they've combined it with Norse mythology.
That's frightening.
He blended into the rock so well. They
was
just
there the
didn't
whole
bother.
time.
Yeah, listening.
He's kind of rock-like.
Okay, this always bothered me. Like, how are they supposed to like eat their food with two hands if they've got these drinks?
They're holding these horn drink.
I'm guessing they use
glasses.
the chain to like put it around their neck like a necklace and then drink from it.
I think that's the idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I felt it.
I love how she compares that.
Yeah, that's a horrible.
She's got
the tiny bit of my pain
perspective.
Is nothing compared to that.
Yeah, she's got perspective. you can see the pain in the memory just on her face.
Not this one.
Yeah, he's special.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I think she knows, yeah.
It suggests, even at this point here, that if, like, Ryak, if they can avoid putting a symbiote in him, that he can be free. But the whole point later on is that, you know, they can never be free of the gold because they need them even
it's their immune system.
Yeah, which, I mean, it changes after Bloodlines because, you know, it suggests that Teal could have saved his son from slavery.
Yeah.
And there's the psychic thunder.
There's the telepathic thunder. That's actually a sweet rock band name.
Yeah.
Telepathic thunder.
She's yelling.
Darling, I don't think the
Thor.
Valkyrie ride the wind this time. I think that it's just Thor's busy dealing with other things. Honestly, there's like a woman like this in my village who just started like screaming at the sky, saying that Thunder was talking to her. I wouldn't listen to her either. So,
well, that's the thing, you know.
Yeah. As a kid, I was like, "Oh, listen to her. I'm sure she knows what she's talking about." Because Daniel has that whole, you know, believe in everyone.
What if the Thunder tells her to sacrifice her firstborn? I mean, you know, well, the Thunder said.
Yeah. Raj Luthra in the chat said, "To this day, I still think the Asgards downloaded their consciousness into the Asgard core, hoping humanity will find a way to bring them back." I feel like something the Asgard would do. They did accept their fate in the end, but they are always trying to prolong their life. So having any way to live on is very interesting. May they rest in peace. But it's nice seeing them for the first time here in their own form.
Correct.
You know, not the form they're in, but like, you know, the one they make up for other people.
Somehow. It's nice to see them somehow.
Yeah. I get excited, you know, I get excited and sad not seeing them again until season 2.
It's dead.
I'm so grateful that human weapons work in here.
Yep.
Oh, you're walking him up.
Unas.
That dude would have spent so long in hair and makeup. Or just makeup.
He looks fantastic. You know, like there are a lot of costumes in sci-fi where I'm like, oh no. And you know, makeup. But this is Alien where I'm like, yes, this is fantastic.
Skara. That's the whole point.
I like that they're having kind of similar kind of understandings in their own, you know, Daniel's kind of having that ponder with Sam. And Jack and Teal'c having it here.
Well, it'd be
all on the same wavelength.
It'd be hard for your mind not to go there.
Yeah.
You know what this Thor's hammer's capable of, and you've got people that you love that are in need of that help.
I will say, a lot of the time when I watch entertainment, women are always written to have a really like tragic story a lot of the time, and the stuff that I watch in order to try and like help kind of grow their characters. But Sam comes into this story having a pretty solid background, you know, like she didn't really have anything too bad happen to her. While Daniel lost his wife, Jack lost his kid, and Teal'c had to abandon his family. You know, Sam's the only one that doesn't have anything bad
Sam
yet.
lost her mother.
Oh, yeah, but that was a long time ago, though. It's not like really.
Yeah, but
recent.
that would still stay with you, and you know. Yeah, and she obviously had sort of a bit of an absent father as well.
I just feel like they all had really recent trauma to kind of push them into these kind of positions, and Sam kind of didn't. She was kind of just always ready to go.
I mean, she had that, like, you know, kind of potentially I don't know, violent relationship with the last fiance. Was it Jonas?
Oh yeah. But that's what I mean, though. It's like it's just not as like crazy as everybody else's. I always feel Sam's probably the most well held together character, in my opinion.
Yeah,
and I kind of love that.
Did she just reference Marduk?
She's got it. Yes, that is actually a thing in this episode they brought up. Yes, it's the first time Marduk is mentioned. Isn't Marduk the one from season 5?
Yes,
from
that's
like
correct.
the tomb? Yeah.
Yep.
That was a
survives.
Fun episode. Looking forward to that.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, she said her planet's name is Jabana.
Someone is quoting Galaxy Quest in the chat. Thank you, Raywood. It's a great movie.
I love Galaxy Quest.
Me too. We should watch that.
It's like one of my favorites.
Same.
By
So
Grandfather's Hammer. What a savings.
Yes. Yes. Sorry. I'm just remembering bits of the movie now.
Sigourney Weaver being not allowed to swear, so they had to like dub over the swearing, but you can still see her mouth
Sigourney
saying
Weaver
it.
in that. So good.
Yeah. Gonna see her in an hour and a bit.
Well, sort of her.
Yeah.
Age regressed and blue.
Yeah.
Blue.
It doesn't take long for the Gold to figure out that the hammer has been destroyed. Like, by the time they come back here a year later, you know, it's been taken over by Harrower.
I love the way that the Jack tries to talk about this. The walls. He's like, yeah, we'll just wait a while. The walls will come down.
A couple hundred years.
Little bits of comedy like that.
I love the shadow. I love the shadow.
So creepy. Oh, I can't wait for him to speak. He's so suave, you know? Like
he literally has the best speaking voice.
Literally. He could convince me to do anything for him. He'd be like, I want to feast on you and your friends. And I'd be like, yes, sure. I meant that in a food way, not in an appropriate way.
Look at Teal.
Yeah. How hard would it be, though, to be the actor that plays the Unas having to, like, mime the words but not actually speak them? I guess, would they just dub them over?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because, like, James Earl Jones isn't playing the Unas. He's just voicing it.
He didn't play Darth Vader either. Just voiced him. But Darth Vader had a helmet on, so, you know, it wasn't an issue.
Yeah, exactly.
My weapons
and the blue
work.
blood.
Yeah. Ha ha, joke's on you. Get effed.
You can still see him breathing, though.
Yep.
Well, they can only do so much.
One through the head, just to be sure.
Yeah. They do they not don't they have his military knives? I don't mean to be gross, but like behead him quickly.
Might as well.
Yeah.
That blue blood we see again in the first ones.
That's true.
Yeah.
Isn't there some, like, I can't remember the exact joke, but in the Orville, they have that joke about chin horns. I can't remember what the joke was.
I don't remember either, but I feel like I do.
Season.
It's like it's in my brain.
Oh, yeah, when they're caught in bed.
No, it's when I can't remember the names of the characters. It's when the two guys pretend to be that other alien race, and they like go aboard their ship.
Okay.
And it's
krill.
like the krill.
What a shot.
Right.
Look at that.
That is an amazing
It's a nice
shot.
one.
Go ahead.
Anyway, I can't remember the specifics, but they make some sort of joke about these chin horns.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, very similar. Now Teal'c's on alert.
Raywood said, if that weird Mason Galaxy Quest didn't deserve an F-bomb, what does? This place deserves an F-bomb. Oh, this is such cool lore. Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Vampire.
The wraith of the vampires for me, because they literally suck the life out of you. I love that. Like, we always just assume like we're like the first choice, but we're not. We're like the best choice for beauty.
It would have been cool to see other Goa'uld who have kept with some of these larger savage creatures.
I would have loved to see a Goa'uld like Unas in power somewhere.
We basically get that in the tomb in season 5. You know, that there are levels of survival the Gould can take in terms of creatures the Gould can possess and are willing to possess in the circumstances.
Anything, like they'll take anything that's there that they can. Yeah. I mean, you see an Unis in season 3 in that like Christian episode, which is a really weird one for me. I was like, Christianity in space.
I don't like that episode that much.
No, I don't like it at all. But it was interesting to see. But I was like, oh, I would have loved to see like an Unis though, Gould, who's like dressed up like Apophis or something. That would have been hilarious and awesome, you know?
Also, a bit of just another shout out to Catherine Powers, because like she like made the Unos. It's so cool.
They are the Asgard.
Best. It's named after I think a king, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Don't remember that bit, but that is pretty awesome.
I will say, when I was a kid, this is one of my most like rewatched ones.
It's the ninth.
I think this one,
of the fifth
Torment of
dynasty of
Tantalus.
Egypt.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Yeah. It's so sad knowing what happens in season 3.
Yeah. It really is.
But you know what? I'm not sorry, because eventually Vala comes into play and her chemistry with Daniel's incredible, so.
Very much so.
He's speaking about her in the past tense. She was a fighter, not she is a fighter.
Don't get your hopes too high, Daniel. he's keeping his hopes pretty low. Yeah, well, that's too much hope now. Let's calm down.
Dial down the hope.
Yeah, because it's not gonna be good.
Well, take it down to like a 3.
It's sad that every time they need like somebody like to get removed from a person, the no one's ever really like there, except for Chlorel getting him pulled out. That was
Scar
good.
came back. Yep.
And that made me really happy. That was the one that I was like,
lucky with the.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I am unhappy that they did full circle in season 6 and basically ruined all of that.
Doing like
but I thought it was really well done anyway.
That's pretty gnarly.
Oh,
you've just poked the bear now. You just made him angry.
You guys are in for it.
Right.
No, that's a big angry creature.
Next time, make it a little bit more permanent.
Yeah.
For those who wanted to know, apparently this was shot at the water channels in Britannia Beach, British Columbia.
Beautiful. That would have to still be there.
I would have thought so. It looks like a pretty permanent structure.
Combination. They're both making good points, but we know Daniel's right, so. You have no other leads. No other leads. Come on. If your choice is nothing or that, take that.
Yeah.
You know? Like, shh, Sam.
No, I understand Sam's point of view. She's trying to be logical, and he's operating purely on emotion. But I guess there's merits both ways.
Yep.
Yeah, but when you literally only have one lead to follow, then that's your best bet. So
gotta go on faith.
Yeah, sadly. But sometimes that it works. I'm sure there are many police officers and detectives who just have to follow that one lead. So
yeah.
God, I love his voice.
His voice is just incredible.
Yeah, draw us on with your blood, sir. Thank you.
No, go after him and finish that. Whoa, geez.
Yeah.
Yeah, Teal, calm down. Damn many bullets. This guy is not letting up, and I love that. I just love how he's so annoying. I love it. Every time he didn't die, I was like, come on. But then I was like, but also yes, because I get to enjoy more.
Should count how many bullets he takes.
A lot.
A lot, yeah. Big dude, big dude.
Number.
I'm really excited to see Shaka. It's going to be great.
Yeah, Shaka's good. Shaka's
I do like Shaka.
Shaka Zo.
There we go. We found it.
Faith wins today, guys. It is really convenient that they are like going to be standing right there when they have to go in. They don't have to like go searching the labyrinth.
Well, we are running out of time episode-wise.
Yeah, they didn't have time for that.
She's so lucky that she never came across Unis while she was in there.
Oh, incredibly lucky, because it sounds like she was there for a long time.
Yeah, and it looks like she knew he was there.
And she would have been without a weapon, assumably, as well.
Yeah. She would have been dinner.
Yep.
If he caught up to her.
Would have been.
Honestly, this episode's actually like the idea of the labyrinth is terrifying, but it's really cool because, like, you know, obviously it's not really terrifying for me. If I can make my way out, it's like, oh, easy. If I was a Jafar or a Goldo, I'd be cacking my pants.
Psychic thunder.
Yep.
Yep.
Very convenient that it decided to speak at that exact moment. You guys found it.
And
good job.
That they found it. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that timing. Yeah, look at him. He's like, something's not up. It's too easy.
There we go.
So with Kendra, it kind of seems like she was sort of able to influence her symbiote a little bit, like from within.
Yeah, she manipulated it and tormented
like
it.
a bit of foreshadowing for like Shinnok.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
The Gould are actually pretty weak when you get down to, like, you know, the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Like, without all the technology, they're just stripped of all that stuff. It's really just a battle of wills. And they win, obviously, by default. But, like, the human mind is something very powerful in this show.
It can put up with a lot of crap.
Yeah.
We are low on ammo. There we go.
It is just really funny that the thing that's, like, their main enemy is just a little snake. But the little snake did a lot.
Does a lot.
Yeah. Accomplished a lot. To go to show how small you are, you know, you could really just like not have much self-esteem.
Size matters
and then,
not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then one day
you
could be the god of everything.
A positive.
Yeah. I could turn anything into a positive, including brief candle.
Face your fear.
This episode teaches you so many things. It brings the Greek myth in, it brings you Norse mythology, and it tells you to conquer your fears and do the right thing. And it's like,
that's right.
Man, as
Fight
a child,
right.
Yes, literally.
Find a hammer device, destroy it.
And you find an Unis, behead it.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
if it's got a gold in it.
Head.
If it's got a gold in it.
Bullets just don't make a dent.
Cliches.
Oh, I love.
Is that the first cliche reference?
I think it is. Yeah,
I don't know, but I did. Yeah, I did see it referenced a couple of times. It's very cute. He's trying to use Earth sayings. It gets.
I do like that before he eats them. He's got them backed into a corner, so he's just talking and being like, "Leave, my dude. I can eat this guy myself." God, his accent. Oh my God, the way he says millions in a second. Oh, so excited.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, just the way that the gravitas and everything he says. Oh. He's so tall. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, that is one huge dude. Like, he's bigger than Tilk, and Tilk's big.
Yep.
Shaka's quite small.
Yep.
Yeah, Shaka is small.
He's a youth.
He is. He's a little innocent
that's true. That's a
baby.
good point. That's a good point.
He's a cutie patootie, and I want to hug him.
Well, we got to meet one version of Shocker.
Indeed,
Patrick
indeed.
Curry.
Yep.
Did you have a photo with Patrick Curry?
I did not. I was going to, but I had a
Oh,
budget.
I did.
Next time.
He's such a nice dude.
He was in Battlestar Galactica as a drug dealer.
Yep.
I would have loved to talk to him about that.
Oh, it's a good thing that she learned this.
Love it. Nice.
Handy.
There you go.
Quite literally, there's like hands all around there.
Yeah.
Jeez, stay down.
Yeah, push him. I do think that there's one slight thing of cringe about this episode. It's only this part because he's in that thing for ages.
Yeah, and that's like the Wraith.
And he has to say it. Like,
The
don't say
Wraith
there's no
sound,
other
isn't
way.
it?
Yeah, it is. The dart sound. Yeah, he doesn't have to say there's no other way. Like, just say Teal'c, and then Teal'c can just stay in there. We know what he's doing. We know why he's doing it. Jack could have definitely gone in there sooner, though. Like, yeah, he's only now pulling him out. There we go.
Jeez.
I do like that they killed, the first one. Is he like definitively the first one, or is he just one of the first ones?
The first one. Well,
He's the first one.
That's what he said. He claims to be.
Yeah.
So,
maybe he's just lying because all Ghoul lies.
bragging.
One of the first. He's at least one of the first ones.
Yeah. Has he done my ancestry though? Because
I
you
don't
know.
think so. I haven't logged in a while.
Good. Suck it.
Yeah,
Such a
dude's
shame,
taken
though.
like 1,000 bullets.
I'm not gonna lie, I would love to leave him in there though. Like, imagine if he stayed in there. The amount of like nasty Ghoul you could get to go to this planet and then like go and experience that labyrinth. Best torture. The Ghoul deserve it.
Yeah, it means Teal'c's stuck.
Yeah.
It was the only way.
Yeah. To be honest, he's safe though, you know? They just need to go have that conversation they're gonna have in season 2 now about the hall, the Asgard Hall, where they go and answer those questions and then let them know that Teal'c's stuck. They can set him up a nice little, like, mattress and food, little stove. You know?
Well, like
that's what I thought. I was like, just leave him here for a few months, see what happens. You know?
And Daniel, you get to do it.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah.
Yeah, and he has to do this again in a couple of episodes with the Torment of Channels. He's like, oh,
next episode.
Shoot it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's
just
right.
Keep on shooting
he wants
all
to
these
stay. He
great
wants
marvels.
to stay behind.
Yeah.
Silly boy.
And just one shot. I find that hard to believe.
T.
Make the attempt.
This moment gives me the warm and fuzzies. A triumphant SG-1 music.
Yeah, I love it.
Season 1 is nice because it has like an almost like just innocence to it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The discovery,
the first
excitement.
time.
Yeah,
that's
it's really
it.
nice.
Things are still reasonably simple.
When I want nice simple time, I watch season 1 to 3. But when I want to just like get into the complicated like lore of it, I like watch seasons 7 through 10.
You should be all right.
Yeah. Isn't she dead the next time we see her?
She is.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Absolute
make it the
shame.
next time.
I'm really upset we didn't see her next time. Although seeing Sam use like the Ghoul technology she left behind is cool. So
yeah, we see Garwin, but I think she even loses her husband, doesn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, Gerwin.
Garwin, yeah.
Yeah. The Sumerians have a bad time of it.
Isn't Garwin the Tok'ra High Council lady?
Garwin
is that what her
Sanford
name
is
is?
Nareem.
No, I thought there was another woman who had that name. I know Garwin Sanford is Nareem, but I was wondering. I don't know. I might be wrong. I might be wrong, misremembering things. No, it's Garshaw. Garshaw.
My brain combined
words.
Right.
That's why my brain went there. Oh, took me a second. Oh, this is so cute.
Please have our box with naked people on it.
Yes. But we all have the same bits, so this should make sense to you that we are the same.
That's it.
Oh, you will.
Yeah. You guys are gonna get very acquainted with the Asgard. It's so exciting, guys.
And the Asgard are gonna love you, Jack.
Yeah, name a ship after you, and then Sam's gonna blow it up immediately.
Oh, I was so yeah. I mean, we'll get there, but yeah, I
was sad for that.
Poor Sam. She just didn't get a ship named after her. Everyone else did.
No, she did.
She
so much stuff as well. Yeah.
Like she did more for the Asgard than Daniel did, and they named a ship after Daniel before they named one after her.
The Daniel Jackson, yeah.
The Daniel Jackson.
Yeah.
I bet that they had a ship out there named after her. I just do.
Scoff. One day.
Mark Gibbon played Thor.
Oh. Yeah, that's who it is. Who I think he plays in season 7 as well, actually. In one of the I think one of the episodes where the Tok'ra finally and the Jafar finally their beef grows too strong. I think it's Death Knell. They're arguing about how the Anubis super soldier gets to like the base and stuff and how it got revealed. And then that's when they're all arguing. And I think he appears there and then in season 8. And I loved him because he was just a nice, trusty Jafar bro of Teal'c's. So. But yeah.
Trusty
Jafar. Played Mazel.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like this episode. It's a banger of an episode. It's one of the good ones.
It's pretty good. I'm just trying to think how many chevrons.
How many chevrons to give this?
I think it'd be about a 3. I don't want to rate them too highly because I know that there's some like excellent episodes out there that are probably going to be.
This is a high banger for me. That there's a lot of episodes that are in the show. That's the thing. You guys are like judging my ratings, but yeah, I'd say that like. Yeah, that's fine.
Give a little pushback on each other.
That's fine. So with my rating, I think that I enjoy so many episodes, but my enjoyment levels really do wane with some, and there's gonna be a lot in the future that I do rate a lot lower. But we're in season 1 where a lot of these episodes are just my favorites, and so
that's fair.
But what would you guys rate it?
I think I'm gonna stick with my I'm leaning towards a 3 or a 4.
What? It's so low.
I might give it a 4.
David hates the half chevron, so I think I might go with a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do the half. Don't do the half.
I think
5.
Yeah.
Maybe even a 6.
Yeah.
I love it that much. Yeah.
It's a solid
5 or
show.
a 6.
There's, it's the first one that really has both groups going off and doing their own thing and solving the puzzle and on their end and meeting up together and
like we said, so many firsts. There were so many firsts in this episode.
My friend says I have a problem with rating these episodes where I rate them a bit too high because of the fact that I know where they're going to lead to. But I get really hyped up for the first episode to introduce things. So for me, Thor's Hammer, because of how many things it's starting, I think I'm going to give it a 6. So
Garwin. So Jen Diata Smith said 6.75.
And then a 6 out of 7. Yeah.
You're hating that, aren't you?
Comfort Web.
5.5.
Ray Wood 5.5. 1/2 chevron is just one that will not lock.
That's a good point.
Everyone's kind of, I think I'm pretty on par with the audience at the moment, which is pretty interesting to see. I want to see some people come in here with some. I'm not telling you to, audience, but if you guys have a completely different view, please share it.
Of course.
I want to have some nice, debates with everyone.
Nicole does love to argue.
I love it. It's honestly
really?
My family.
No.
My family will always like. Don't.
She gives it 7 out of 7 chevrons arguing.
I think if there was like a debate team in my school, because we don't really have that. That was always more of like a US thing. I think I would have I would have just won on the fact that I wouldn't shut up. So
I think you have to keep you have to keep your temper.
Yeah.
So. Gatekeeper,
I'm usually pretty good.
5. It's the introduction of the Asgard, the Unas, and if you think about it, Sam's first command.
Yeah, I just didn't like Sam's first command, to be honest. I didn't love her commanding.
Well, I mean, she was still very, very inexperienced at that stage. So
Raywood says
trying to
Daniel's
find her
drama
feet.
brings rating down a little bit. Ooh,
Daniel
polarizing
drama.
view.
Yeah,
Interesting. That's
I can
exciting.
understand that.
I get that too.
Yeah.
G&D Addison says except for later. That is funny. Yeah, I haven't given anything a 7 yet. I've given everything like 4s, 5s, and 6s, and
maybe Solitudes. So
for a 7,
Solitudes is
I
up
love
there.
Solitudes. It's such a
character
simple
and
episode.
mythology building, and Torment of Tantalus will be getting a 7
Torment.
from me.
Yeah,
So,
I like that, but for the grace of God.
And Deborah
as
for Grace of
well.
God, yeah. Those are solid ones. Tin Man is a really good time, and I think I'm going to give it a high rating. Yeah, so
for sure.
But yeah, I've had a wonderful time. I've had great fun with these 2 episodes. Brief Candle is a good time, and Thor's Hammers are great.
The whole thing is great. It's a solid show. So, guys, thank you so much for continuing to be here and making memories that we can rewatch later on for everyone who's part of this rewatch. So,
and if there's another GateCon, we can argue about these things face to face.
Oh, absolutely. Maybe throttle one another.
Yeah.
Yes. Agreed. Oh, get some of those chin horns. We'll just go out.
All right. You, Yvie, get some rest. Nicole, go enjoy Avatar. I'm going to watch Return of the King.
Have fun.
So,
get some popcorn, guys.
Oh, I will.
And have fun.
Take care of yourselves, all right?
Ciao.